What's the wildest thing your child has done? Did you have a good laugh or learn an important lesson from that experience? Do you want to share your story? Maybe you can't stop thinking of a huge accomplishment that you had from being a mom. I want to hear about that too. Welcome to my podcast. The Wealth of Wellness presents This Incredible Mom Life. Hi, I'm Ami, a mom of 3 boys who have given me countless laughs, proud mama moments, and endless challenges. Join me every week as we hear the craziest and most unbelievable mom stories. I'll be sharing the huge accomplishments and triumphs of both our moms and their kids. We'll giggle, cheer on the kids, and discuss obstacles and lessons learned along the way. I want to hear if your 3-year-old says a stampede of boogies just came out of his nose, or if your 10-year-old created an infomercial to save his dad's receding hairline, or even if your 13-year-old's robotics project turned into a disaster. I also want to know if your 15-year-old finally came out of his shell in high school and joined a bunch of clubs, and even the fencing team. Let's share, laugh, learn, and grow together, one crazy mom story at a time. Welcome back. I have another super mom guest here today. Tamoah Burton is a spiritual medium and soul healer. Her work is all about guiding women, especially mothers, through deep healing and transformation. With decades of experience in soul healing, mediumship, and intuitive guidance, she helps women release emotional blocks, reconnect with their inner radiance, and step into their full power. As a mother herself, Tamoah knows firsthand how profoundly life changes when we step into motherhood, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. It's a journey of deep transformation, and sometimes we lose parts of ourselves along the way. Her passion is helping women reclaim those lost pieces, find balance, and embrace their own sacred path with more clarity and confidence. Tamoah loves sharing insights that can support and inspire all the amazing mothers listening today. Welcome, Tamoah. So nice to have you here.
Thank you, Amy. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So let's jump right in. Tell us one of your mom stories.
Okay, so that's many, many years ago since my son is today almost 28, right? But he was in, I think, 2nd grade. And back at the time, I'm Swiss, so back at the time, I used to live in Switzerland. And in Switzerland, the school system is that the children come home for lunch at 12 and they go back to school, depending what grade they're in, between 1:30 and 2. So he came home for lunch one day crying his eyes out. And I'm like, my God, what's happening? What happened to you? So the mama bear in me came out, right? And I'm like, whoa, whoever touched my child, I'm going to go down and hunt him down. And he told me this story that there is this new child that joined the class and he kind of bullies him. And all of a sudden, I thought, hang on, isn't that something similar like you went through when you were in the 2nd grade? And we had lunch and I went into my healing room and I thought, okay, let's dive in here. Let's see what's going on here. So I did inner child work, inner child healing, and allowed this me coming up that was in 2nd grade many, many moons ago. And I just went into that scene and I did the healing that just showed itself. And I'm like, wow, that was so powerful. Now let's wait and see. I'm not going to do anything. I'm wondering, because I know as a mother or as a parent, if you transform your own issues or traumas and dramas, that you might not even know anymore that you went through it. But in this case here, this memory just came up so vividly. So I did the work on myself. My kid went to school and a few days, and we didn't talk about it anymore. A few days later, he comes and says, Mommy, do you know what? You remember this guy I mentioned a few days ago, this bully thingy? He's my best friend now. And I'm like, wow. And I didn't intervene at all. I just did work on myself and I was just mind blown. I thought, wow, this is so important that everything we went through as parents, it's so, so important that we really, really heal it within us so our kids don't have to go through it again in a different form, in a different age. But at the end, it's our issue that hasn't been resolved, and our kids have to go through it. And I think our children, when they're born, they have their own backpack full of tasks that they have to master in their lifetime. So it's the biggest gift to them, I think, that they don't have to go through ours.
That's incredible. You went into your own past and did some healing to help your son.
It's called inner child work or inner child healing, and it's so, so powerful. I would not want to miss that modality in my repertoire.
And is that something that just comes to you intuitively, or you went into the healing room knowing that you had to work on that?
When he was telling me that story, this memory popped up just like that. And I'm like, oh, hang on, there's no coincidence. If this pops up, that means I still have some homework to do. So let's just go in and do my own work. Yeah.
Wow. All right. How did you feel in that moment?
Which moment? When
you first realized that your healing helped him?
Well, I knew it's helping him, but I was mind blown to see how quickly it worked. It was immediately. So, I mean, I've been doing this work for a long time now, and I know that it works, but just to see how quickly it worked, that was just so satisfying and beautiful and really giving me a lot of joy in my heart. Yeah. But in that moment when he came home crying, I mean, when the mama bear comes out, she's ready to kill. You know what I mean? She is the claws are out. And then the realization, oh my goodness, it's actually something from my own past. That was also mind blowing. I'm like, oh gosh. But yeah, so.
Did you ever tell that to your son?
No,
that it was because of your healing that maybe things changed for him?
No, I didn't. No, I never did. Because, him growing up with me, I mean, another story. So he came home crying again from school, but this time because they had sports and he fell, or I don't know what happened, but he was in pain. And the teacher told him, go home, tell your mom to bring you to the doctor. This knee or leg or whatever it was needs to be looked at. So while he tells me the story, I already had my hands on his knee and leg and, hands-on healing. And he tells me the story, and after 5 minutes, he says, but I'm good now. And up he went and ran off. So again, it was lunchtime, and he comes before he goes to school and says, Mommy, you know that this is weird what you're doing? So how shall I explain this afternoon when I'm going to school? This morning they thought I broke my leg. Now I'm coming to school walking normal, and I'm pain-free. What shall I tell my teacher? And I thought, oh my God. That's a problem. I never thought that it is one. Then I said, well, what feels right for you? And you want to tell them that I had a magical ointment and I put on your knee and it worked so well? Because back at the time, it's like 20 years ago, people still couldn't really deal with energy work and stuff like today. It's no problem, right? But 20 years ago, I didn't want him to feel weird in that class and maybe being an outsider because they think his mom is a witch or some shit. It's just like, yeah. So.
But what you did worked, so that's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Especially with him. He grew up with me, and the moment he knew my hands are on him, he's fine. So maybe he was already conditioned, no matter, even today as being an adult, when he has an issue, and I start telling him this and this and this and this would be good for you. And he says, Mom, stop it. Mom, I know. I grew up with you. I know. I'm like, so why are you not using it? Why don't you do it? Some stuff out of natural medicine, maybe. I can't be bothered. It takes time. I'm like, oh, there we go. All right. You know better. Do whatever. You're an adult. You do you.
Yeah. So let me switch gears into what you do. Do you have any tips for moms on how to work with a healer?
How to work with a healer?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, probably the healer will tell them what to do or depends always on the circumstances, right? But if you want to know which healer to go to, as nowadays there's so many people out there, energy workers, light workers, Reiki master, God knows all the names out there. And I would say, as a woman, you're born intuitive, so just trust your gut feeling. I mean, if there is somebody that has been recommended to you by 20 friends and your gut feeling says no, just don't go. I mean, then it's not for you. But if
That's
there is
true.
somebody nobody ever talked about, but your gut feeling says yes, then probably that's the person for you.
Nice. Okay. And then share how, as a medium, you can help moms.
Well, I'm a transformational medium. That means I not only am a bridge between this world and the other world, and I can bring communication with spirit forth. Since I have so many hats, for decades I learned all sorts of healing modalities. So by now I just tap in. Like if you would come to me as a mother and you have whatever issue, I would tap into your Akashic records because there's everything written. Whatever is wrong or good or whatever there is that is helpful for you in this particular case. So I love that approach because now I can relax my mind. I don't have to think what it is that you need right now. I just tap in and I'm being guided what it is that you need right now, or your child, or. So I just love it so much and so powerful. Many powerful things can come through that myself am mind blown afterwards. Each time I'm like, I should write this down. This is just like I could write a story or a book about it. This is just so cool. Yeah, it's beautiful. All the
Nice.
healing, all the, each, not each, but most times, the client receives a tool. So like if I would work with you, I would explain you what the tool is so you can use that on your own later on for yourself or for your children. So I think that is super beautiful on top of
Nice.
all the other beauty.
And you can do this online as well as in person.
I do mostly online because people are all over the planet. It's not something that you need to travel all the way to see me. I mean, yeah, Zoom is the way how I usually do it.
Nice. Now you have a monthly free webinar that you do. Tell us about that.
It's not a webinar. I call it a soul spa. It's where I give for free. It's like a half an hour to an hour. It depends what comes through. Where we just gather on Zoom and I tap into the Akashic records and I see what is it that this group of people that are here now need right now. So it can be any healing, any insights, any guidance, any wisdom. And I just call it soul spa because it's a reset for your soul. And we all need that nowadays, don't we?
Yes, we do, especially in this crazy days.
Yeah.
So I will put the link to your spa into the show notes so people can find you. And if they want to join the next one, it'll be there.
Yeah, it's the next one is tomorrow actually, but I think you're gonna air it later. Yeah, it's once a month. There are all the dates.
Perfect.
I can see it there.
All right. Do you have any other words of wisdom for a mom who may be struggling?
Yeah, as a mother, no matter if you have one child or 10, the me time is always a thing, right? When do I find time for myself? Or as if you do have a husband, as a couple, because sometimes the romance goes down the drain once a child is here, because that's of course the priority. It's the center of your universe, and that's the way how it should be. But never, 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 never lose yourself and never forget about yourself because you cannot pour out of an empty cup. So once you are really super empty and you're still giving, that's not healthy at all for nobody involved. So even if it's just 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day, just take it, gift it to yourself. And if you really cannot make it, then just make it to this once a month at my soul spa. That is also more than nothing where you are guided. You don't even have to think yourself, oh, what kind of breath work shall I do or meditation or what is it that would just be beneficial for me and my energy. Then you can just sit in and listen to it and just be guided and fill up your cup again.
Nice. And I say the same thing. One, you can't give from an empty cup.
Yeah.
And two, you got to take time to take care of yourself first, even if it's a few minutes a day.
And if you are at the point where your cup is empty and you realize I have no more nerves to give, I have no more patience, I'm just a screaming mom and I'm just fucking freaking out. I mean, seriously, you got to swear sometimes. That's the moment where you should really stop and think, okay, this is it. I just need to breathe and look after myself.
Yes. It's like we hear on the airplane, you have to put on your own oxygen mask first before helping others, right?
Yeah, because otherwise, how can you be in your power and in your essence if you're drained and all you want is to just go and sleep for the next 5 years. So no, never go there. But if you realize I am there, this is your wake up call. Please, mother, look after yourself.
Yes, definitely. If somebody wants to connect with you, where can they find you?
I'm on Facebook, Tamoah Burton. I don't think there are many other people with that name out there. Then I have a website, soulcompact.com. And yeah, you can also drop me an email, blossom into your awesome, which is my slogan, at gmail.com. Yeah, this is what I do. I love it. I mean, when I work with women, which I mostly do, to see how they blossom into their awesome, I just love it. It's so, so beautiful.
It is. And I love that slogan of yours. It's so uplifting.
Yeah.
I will put all of those links into the show notes so people can find you. And I think that's it for today. So thank you, Tamoah, for joining me and sharing your stories.
It was a pleasure. All the best, Amy.
Are you struggling to be the best mom you can be? Are you fatigued, overwhelmed, and stressed out? Are you losing precious time with your family because of PMS? If so, join my signature 12-week program, the Vibrant Women Project, and you will be a much happier mom. In just 3 months, you will learn how to eliminate your symptoms of PMS, increase your energy, reduce stress, and fully enjoy this incredible mom life. Thanks for listening to today's episode. I hope you learned something from these stories. If you enjoyed this show, please make sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share this podcast. It really helps this show grow. If you have a mom story you would like to share, click on the link in the description below on becoming a podcast guest. Remember, the content on this podcast is for general information only. It does not replace any medical advice given by your healthcare providers. Please check with your doctor if you have any questions about your specific condition before starting any new diet or exercise regimen. Thank you, and you will hear from me soon.